Well, good evening, guys. Today is the 16th of August, and Anastasia's had a bite already.
What cheese?
And she's caught a perch already. Oh dear, it's just fallen off. 16th of August. It's a Wednesday evening. It's about 7:15 now. We've come down below the weir, to the meadow below the weir, for a few hours, fishing to dark again. Anastacia is on the maggot feeder, fishing a worm. I'm going to do my usual tactics of boilies and paste, but we'll go into that. If you've never seen my other videos, we'll go into that in a while. The river is up a tiny bit, but it's actually on its way back down. It's pushing through okay though, but it's very, very clear again. But as you can see behind me, Anastasia's fishing and I'm not, so I'm keen to get these rods in. I've got some bait in about 10 minutes ago, a bit of ground bait and some pellets, so I think I'm going to sit it out here for 15 or 20 minutes, see if anything happens. If it doesn't, I may leave Anastacia fishing here, just take one of my rods, and there's a couple of nice overhanging trees. I might drop a lobworm or a paste wrap or something underneath. So I'm going to give it 20 minutes here first to see what happens. You'll find out in a minute. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be. Yeah, I never really know because I don't really like stuff. Well guys, just to run you through what I'm doing, if you haven't seen any of the previous videos, and a refresher if you have. As we're down here, a bit more pace on the water. I like to fish running rigs down here. So what I've got is just a big, you can see that there, one of these running rig kits. I'm not sure, I think this is a Corum one. Onto that, just a little spring clip there that's holding the feeder. 2-ounce Corum feeder. Below that I've got a fluorocarbon hook link. I like my fluorocarbon hook links. This one is about 2.5 foot long, which is pretty long for me. I do like a self-hooking rig. I appreciate down here they're not so effective, so do tend to fish longer hook links down here. This one's a Fox one, it's an Illusion hook link, £12. Now, after the success of the boilie spike that I used, what I've decided to do is the ones I bought are 12mm long, and as you know, I like to fish my boilies curve side to curve side, split in half, curve side to curve side, and fill the middle up with paste. So what I decided to do was, if you can see there, I have bought, it's probably better if I do that, isn't it? Same thing again, boilie screw with an eye, that extra eye on it, just on a size 8 curve shank, with locked between two hook stops. What I can do with this, because it's longer, is put these two back-to-back boilies on. So what I end up with is that, which is just one boilie split in half, mounted back to back on this boilie spike. What I'm going to now do is just fill this recess up with paste. Just means it stays on there longer, leaks off slower. And I shall fill up the feeder with ground bait and the appropriate pellets in the middle. to match this, which is actually a 4G squid. The other rod is on TG Active at the moment, 2 barbely baits. Got various ones I can try. I've got the salty squids, which are a favourite of mine. I've actually bought some krill ones with me. I've got some old krill ones. I've never done any good with krill, but everyone seems to do well on them except me. So I thought perhaps I'd give them a go again tonight if I'm not getting anywhere with the other baits. I've got the Pacific tuna, and I've also got the Scopex squids, which I haven't been using much for no particular reason, to be honest. So we'll try a few of these out tonight. Also worth mentioning, a tip I picked up from Fishing from Memories from Mark Erdwin, is with this running rig I've got on here, about 3 foot above the feeder, what I've done is put on one of these tungsten beads, one of these tungsten like hook link beads, aren't they? And moulded some putty around that, and what that will do is pin my main line down above the feeder. That's the idea. I should fish with slacker lines as possible, so I can get the rest of this line above the feeder, pinned down. I do like pinning my gear down. My other rods, as you've seen in my other videos, the tungsten tubing is above the feeder. There's like a metre of tungsten tubing that gets everything pinned down. Fishing naked tonight, not literally, fortunately for you guys, and so I like to have that just to pin all this down, get it out of the way of the fish's fin so that the fish don't bump into it, spook or anything. Anyway, once again I'm doing a lot of talking and not a lot of fishing, so I'm gonna get this rig in the water and we'll see what happens. Well guys, just mentioning Mark Erdwin there, the tip I've pinched off him. Just want to say congratulations, Mark, on that book company getting in touch with you. As I've said previously, fantastic way with words, you know, beautiful. You've got the style of a writer, definitely. And if any of you guys out there watching this and don't follow him, you need to, because he's on Instagram and makes YouTube videos, and it's just fantastic that the words the guy that I'm struggling for the words that the guy uses. But I just want to say congratulations to Mark, fantastic job, really pleased for you, you really deserve it, and all the best, and I hope it goes really well. That was good, I like that, that was good. Well guys, I don't think I'm going to go for a wonder just yet. I've been here 10 or 15 minutes and the tips are rattling away, so there's obviously fish down here willing to feed. So I think it's probably worth sticking it out here for the foreseeable anyway. The light value is quite low, it's clouded over quite a lot, so that may encourage the fish to come out of the cover as well. So I think I'm going to stick it out here. Anastasia's getting some knocks as well on the worm. So fingers crossed we might have a few decent fish out. Being the current say you can try to earlier in my magazine. Well guys, looks like we're going to be plagued by jacks again. A jack about £5 grabbed the perch that Anastacia had caught. But never mind. Hopefully he'll leave us alone. We came a few weeks ago and it grabbed pretty much every fish we were reeling in. So he's just had that perch, so hopefully he's full now. Might leave us in peace. Follow through when you cast. Well guys, as you've seen, Anastasia's been catching plenty of perch. I'm getting the odd knock. There's definitely fish about. What I've done, because the TG Active and the 4G Squid are not dissimilar baits, I've put one of the rods on the krill, as I mentioned earlier I might do. Just see how it goes really. It's starting to get properly dark now. It's about 8:15 and it's quite cloudy. So the light's definitely going. I know this camcorder, I've said it before, this camcorder really makes it look a lot lighter than it is. The light's certainly really starting to go now. You've probably noticed as well earlier that what I've done is, once again down here, I've bought my alarms, which are over there as you can see. Bought the 3 alarms, so once it goes dark and it's too dark to see, we can stick all the rods, all 3 rods onto the alarms. We'll put Anastasia's rod onto you know, a bigger bait, not just maggots, something a bit bigger, and we'll be able to stick the bait runners on, and then obviously if we get a decent bite, off it'll go, and we'll know fully about it. So anyway, fingers crossed. It's getting towards that time where we'd expect something, if we're going to get anything. The rod with a krill on it's twitching away, obviously chewing away at the paste. I've put a paste wrap around, again a back-to-back boilie. Kingfisher's just gone shooting up the river. If you saw our last video down here when we had that chub, we saw the otter, so we'll have our eyes peeled for him again today, and hopefully we'll see him before he sees us, and he won't scare us to death like he did last time. Well, can you believe it? It's a barbel. It's a decent one as well. It's £8 or £9. We'll weigh it for Anastacia. She'd like to know how big it is. But, can you believe it? I'm fishing here with all the baits, and she had 4 maggots on. Fortunately, literally 5 minutes ago, I said to her, let's put you a decent hook link on because it's starting to get dark. So I put an Illusion fluorocarbon hook link on, about 18 inches long. She put 4 maggots on. Well, you saw the rest. Right, we'll rest him up and we'll go at the bank and have a look. Well guys, can you believe it? I'm there fishing the big barbel baits. A certain young lady is fishing 4 maggots, and as this barbel, we've just weighed him, £8.5 on her 10-foot Shakespeare Omni feeder. Not sure it was quite designed for that sort of workout, but did the job admirably. So if you want to hold him up, let everyone have a look.
I am not flipped over here.
Got him?
Yeah.
There you go. Look at that fella. Fantastic, and absolutely, again, he's in mint condition. Put up an absolute whacking scrap, as you saw, and he's in beautiful nick. Not a mark on him. His side's exactly the same. Look at the length of those barbels as well. It's fantastic. How was the fight, Anastacia?
Tiring, exhausting, and very exciting.
It's still shaking now. Let's have a close look. Now, do you want to catch another one?
Oh yes, I do. I'm ready.
Fantastic, £8.5. Brilliant. Let's get him back in the water. Look at the belly on him. That's great. There we are, guys. They're really having the maggots tonight, aren't they? Anastasia's only just cast back in. Bosh. Bream this time. And he's very lively, as you can tell. Juggling act. Anyway, let's get him back in the water. He's very keen.
Okay. Got it.
You got him?
Got it.
Let's get to wait till he wants to go on.
Yeah, definitely.
Barbel.
Barbel. Just back.
And that's why you don't try it. We've got barbel here, guys. Yeah, please. Yeah, that's good. Just go. What a night. Ready. Oh. Well, after moaning about krill, this is on the krill. What do I know? The rod's been tapping away and tapping away. I thought there was a small chub or a small bream hugging itself on there. Anastacia was like, perhaps you should strike it. I said, no, we're leaving. Glad I did. Big as I thought. Made things a bit tricky as well. I think it's tricky to find where the line. I don't think it's as big as Anastasia's. God, my arm's aching.
That's exactly how I felt.
Right guys, we're going to rest him up. I'm going to have a rest. And then we'll get up there with the light because it's really getting dark. And we'll have a look at this fella. Well guys, another one. This one gave me a right beating. What's different to last week when we came and caught nothing? What's different to the time before that we came, caught a chub? The river seems in exactly the same condition to me. It's overcast, it's same, it was drizzling, you know, who knows. Today, 2 barbel and a bream, 1 chub another time. You know, a few little bits and pieces, 1 bream another time. Now, Anastacia had her 8.5, and that was her PB. This, I've just weighed, because I suspected it was a double. And that, YouTubers, is an 11 from the Warwickshire Avon. That's fantastic. Really pleased. Can't even get him in shot. Sorry, Anastacia, he's in front of your face. That is my Warwickshire Avon PB. I've never quite managed to double from the Warwickshire Avon before. Tonight, we've done it. Warwickshire Avon double. To be honest, I catch these 12, 13 pounders from the lake, but this means so much more. This is a proper wild river fish. Beautiful fish. Absolutely over the moon. Struggled to get him in the net, as you saw. We didn't bring the big triangular net because it's difficult in the current. I've got the pan, I've got a huge pan, circular pan net. I struggled to get him in. He actually got out at one point to get it back in again. What a fish. Again, absolutely immaculate condition. If we spin him round, look at the other side. Look at that. His whiskers are an inch long. What a fish. Beautiful. And after seeing the otter as well. Just shows you they can avoid him. Good luck, fella. That's fantastic. That's making my arms ache. Whoever he is. That's brilliant. As you can tell, I'm absolutely chuffed to bits. 2 PBs in one night. What, 3? 2 PBs. Can't say fairer than that, can you? Oh, careful. I think that's a hint. I think we need to get him back in the water. One more look. Absolutely chuffed, guys. Chuffed to bits. A double from the Warwickshire Avon. Absolutely over the moon. Wait.
Wait, I'm getting your knees in.
That's it, come closer. Take some really close up as well.
Oh my gosh, you can see my shadow. Okay. There, there.
Well guys, it's just gone 10 o'clock. Anastacia's just had this bream. I think we're going to call it a day at that. We both had a Barbel PB, which is brilliant. We had a fantastic evening. Anastacia's winning 3-1 on fish. So I think she's going to quit while she's ahead. But thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. We certainly enjoyed it. Enjoy your own angling, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye.
Bye.